Welcome to the on-demand video presentation in relation to gendered violence and psychosocial harms incident reporting. My name is Narelle McMahon and I'm one of the regional inspectors here at WorkSafe Mine Safety Directorate. Today I will be discussing the expectations of WorkSafe Mine Safety when it comes to reporting of all psychosocial harms incidents, which include but are not limited to gendered violence, sexual assault and sexual harassment, psychosocial harms such as bullying, harassment, racial vilification, stress occurring from the workplace, violence and aggression, attempted suicide, and suicides that occur in the mining operation. I also will be discussing why these psychosocial incidents have to be reported in relation to the Work Health and Safety Act and the Work Health and Safety Mining Regulations. I will also be discussing how a PCBU, a contractor, a worker, or any other person can report these incidents. With the introduction of the Work Health and Safety Act and the Work Health and Safety Mining Regulations this year on the 31st of March, we are learning to adapt and acknowledging the differences that have occurred between the Mine Safety Inspection Act and the Mine Safety Inspection Regulations. One of these differences is a clear definition around what health is and what it means to a worker. The definition of health under the WHS Act now covers both physical and psychological health. Another significant difference is the change from the primary duty holder being termed as an employer to the person conducting a business or undertaking, a PCBU. The definition of a worker has also changed and it now covers more workers such as an employee, a contractor or subcontractor, an employee of a contractor or a subcontractor, an employee of a labour hire company, an outworker, an apprentice or trainee, a student gaining work experience, a volunteer, or a person of a prescribed class. Under the WHS Act, there are obligations for the PCBU to notify WorkSafe Mine Safety of certain incidents. The following sections can be used in relation to reporting of exposures to psychosocial harms incidents. In Section 35, a notifiable incident is the death of a person, a serious injury or illness of a person, or a dangerous incident. In Section 36, you will find the explanation of what is a serious injury or illness. These are A, that requires a person to have immediate treatment as an inpatient in hospital. D, that occurs in a remote location and requires the person to be treated and transferred to a medical facility for treatment. And E, that in the opinion of a medical practitioner is likely to prevent the person from being able to do the person's normal work for at least 10 days after the day on which the injury or illness occurred. Please note that this section includes any other injury or illness prescribed by the regulations but does not include an injury or illness of a prescribed kind. In Section 38, the duties of a PCBU is to notify of these incidents and that they must be reported to the regulator immediately after becoming aware of the incident. In Section 39, it explains that the PCBU must, so far as practicable, that the site where the incident occurred is not disturbed until an inspector arrives at the site or an earlier time than an inspector directs. If an incident occurs that involves gendered violence or an exposure to a psychosocial harm that causes injuries of this type specified in the Act, then the incident is notifiable and the scene should not be disturbed. In addition to the WHS Act, the WHS Mine Regs also apply at all mining operations. Under Regulation 5, the definition of a reportable incident is any of the following that is not a notifiable event. An incident that results in an illness or injury that requires medical attention, a person attempts suicide at a mine or a place associated with a mine, including at the accommodation for a worker at the mine, and a workplace incident that could have caused serious harm to a person, plant or structure. Under Regulation 675V, the PCBU also has the requirements to notify the regulator of reportable incidents, which are clarified in Regulation 5. When an incident occurs that is either notifiable or reportable, the PCBU must notify WorkSafe mine safety of the incident. And there are a couple of ways to do this. When reporting a notifiable incident such as a death, serious injury or illness, or a dangerous incident, please call 1800 678 198. For all other reportable incidents that do not fit into the Section 36, please call WorkSafe Call Centre on 1300 307 877 or email wscallcentre@demers.wa.gov.au. PCBUs are also required to submit the incident or occurrence into SRS. A few quick pointers on protecting the confidentiality of the affected person. In the brief description and summary for industry sections, it is advised to use the term "an exposure to a psychosocial harm." When asked for the affected person's name, please use the term anonymous. This ensures the people in your workplace are not able to see the information. Once the SRS case has been submitted, a WorkSafe Mine Safety Inspector will contact you for more information. Workers and other persons affected by the workplace psychological harms can also report incidents or concerns to WorkSafe directly on the above numbers and the email address. Currently, contractors do not have access to SRS, so they can also report by using the above numbers and email address. Currently at WorkSafe Mine Safety, we have codes of practices and information sheets available on our websites. These include 4 codes of practices: psychosocial hazards in the workplace, workplace behaviour, violence and aggression at work, mentally healthy workplaces for fly-in, fly-out workers in the resource and construction sector. Also, more information is available in the information sheets: gendered violence, notification of sexual harassment or assault to mine safety, gendered violence, sexual harassment reporting. Further information and guidance is available in the Mentally Healthy Workplaces Hub on the DEMERS website. This includes links to codes of practices, a simple risk assessment, and even podcasts on how to control psychosocial risks in certain industries. Google WorkSafe WA Mentally Healthy Workplaces and it will take you to a suite of resources. If you have any questions, please feel free to call us or email us at any time.